fix my camera. Listen to my Mississippi Mass Choir. Why not? I don't know how you can be from Mississippi and not listen to the Mississippi Mass Choir. I'll come in. Let's talk about this new currency system change. Let me check my mail. Y'all come in, hit that like button, hit the thumbs up. All right, you all, let's get talking. It's my Sabbath day song for today. Hello, hello, CEO Lifestyle. Hello, hello, Phoenix. Okay, my video just came back into uh into the live stream. So I hope I keep my video footage. And I want to come before you with this quick video. Right? Quick for me is under 30 minutes, usually on my live stream. So I'm on my way to the grocery store right now, and I'm hoping that I don't see much scarcity um, in on the shelves. I haven't really been to the grocery store this week, so I'm making a grocery store run. If something looks scarce or something, I do a live stream. Sometimes I go in and everything looks normal, and sometimes you see the scarcity of the products, the food, as fertilizer prices are increasing, which is increasing the price as well at the grocery store, right? So you don't just see it in your gas at the pump, you see it in your grocery prices as well, right? Four bags of groceries is easily um 80, 60 to 80 to $100, depending on what you're getting. 4 bags of groceries, easily 60, 80 to $100. Plastic bag, depends on what you're getting. That's like the norm. And now you're going to see more junk foods, pricing increase. You're going to see coffee, corn, rice, wheat, cereal. You got Kellogg's, workers on strike. You have, sounds familiar? Yeah, you got um, John Deere workers on strike. But let me tell you what's different this time, right? What's different? And thanks to everyone that registered for the conference, November 19th, the virtual conference. Um, I actually woke up this morning and I set the registration at 50 people, and it was actually when I woke up this morning and looked at the people that enrolled from my live stream on yesterday. I think the count now is over 50. And so I'm going to have to upgrade. The count is actually 58 people have registered. 58 people have registered. So check your emails. Everyone that I have an email address for on file have already received their emails. If you pay via Cash App and you have not received the email, you need to email me at ld@fixmycreditandcash.com, your email address, because that means that you did not include your email address once you submit a payment on Cash App. And so I'm going to have to upgrade my current virtual system through Zoom for higher capacity. because I was going to cap it out at 50. And now that there's over 50 people registered for the conference, November 19th through 21st, I'm going to have to upgrade my, which is no problem, right? Have to upgrade my system. So I think when I was live streaming last night, it was about 40 something people, right? So now it's well over 50, and I just have to upgrade my system on my Zoom to hold that number, because people registered, about 20, almost 20 people registered on yesterday alone and last night, right? So I'm not reading comments because, as you can see, I'm driving. But if I come to a place that I can stop, I will do that. And of course, I know you all see the Shiba Inu number 11. That's a special number I've been rocking with all year, the double 11. So it is the number 11. Um, Number 11 cryptocurrency. Dogecoin is actually number 10. So that's a 111 code between the both of them. And I was actually just reading and researching this morning that someone last year put in $200. Yeah, you heard it right, $200. And when she went on a spike about 2 weeks ago, that investment for that person that held for over a year, just $200 worth of SHIB, return that person $40 million back. $40 million back. And this is why I tell people, when you especially these meme coins, in my opinion, right? I'm not your financial advisor, not giving you financial advice, but in my opinion, with these meme coins, my game plan is to definitely hold for at least a year, because that's usually what it takes for them to reach their ATH, their all-time high, right? Um, yeah, Sheeb is up about 30%. The Phoenix 33. I'm in front of this car tag that says 711, 711. And okay, now I can read some comments. The size of the bottle and boxes are smaller. Sodas used to be 20 ounce, but now they're 16.9. But the price is higher. That is so true. That is so true. You're getting less and it costs more, right? You're getting less. Pamela Jordan just sent a cash out for the conference. So listen, I might just have to cap this out at 100 people. When I get back home, I'm looking. Oh, thank God. I was looking for my mask, because I don't know if you all know. You know, I don't normally wear a mask at all. I haven't worn a mask at all. I do not believe in breathing in my own CO2, right? So, ever since this announcement of the C-19, I do not wear a mask. And I've never worn them unless it was necessary, right? In that, or it was required in that certain environment. But my daughter laughed. I had surgery. I don't know if you can tell. The right side of my mouth is still swollen. And now she laughed. She said, well, they got you to wear a mask some type of way, mama. I do wear a mask out now, because I can't let that, I'm not going to let this cold air, 60 degrees where I'm at, get into my mouth. So the mask for me, is very helpful. So as I'm going to this grocery store, I just want to tell you all, I woke up this morning and thank you. Someone says I'm dope. Thank you so much. Uh, CEO says she don't wear it either. Coming from Texas, that's just my thing. My health has been great. The only thing I have to go to the doctor for is I fell, and it affected my crown and my tooth when I fell, and also my lower back. So things does happen in this natural body. We are made up of more than just spirit. We are made up of natural as well. Um, we're made from the dirt of the earth. So at some points things crack and you fall, or you can have an accident, an incident, and you need to go to the doctors and specialists so they can diagnose you If you're going to the right one to see what's going on. There's not everything that being holistic or a herbalist can cure or can treat, right? Because some things just happen by accidents or incidents. And so doctors and medications, I didn't say vaccinations, it's a difference. But doctors and medications have their place. Even Jesus had Luke the physician, but I do believe that Luke's physician did not prescribe the medicine that we see today. And speaking of medicine, while you can, things that you know work for you over the counter, you all remember 666. You all remember that 666 medication? That worked. I don't care what you say, that stuff worked. My great grandmother used 666, right? Castor oil, all of that stuff, sweet oil, that stuff worked. And let me tell you, while you can, there are some still over the counter medications that are effective. When you go into your dollar store, which is not a dollar anymore, it's like $2. But when you go into your dollar store, when you go into your grocery store, look at the medication shelves as well. Anything with cold and flu is quickly leaving the shelves. So just FYI, you might need to, stock up on that as well. So as we enter into this food famine, and somebody says nothing can stop that mouth. Get well, Simply Sean. Um, oh, thank you, Miss Cheryl. Said thank you for my hard work. Um, I'm telling you, people, you listen. You can say what you want to say. The two worst pains that I have ever experienced is giving birth to my daughter and this tooth pain. I didn't want to hear about uh, this stuff people was telling me, the clove and all that stuff. No, I went and got into a dentist chair and got me some immediate relief. That was painful. That was painful than my back. The back ache. So I don't know. Um, I believe in the best of both worlds, and that's from the spiritual side of doing your exercising and your naturalist, and then going to see doctors. There's a lot of people spiritual in the spiritual world. I think that if they would have combined the both, that their lifespan would have been longer, right? So again, Shiba Inu, and I have in my subtopic too that there are changes coming up for the church and currency system, right? There are changes that's happening in the church world and the currency system world and the currency system world. Um, this shift, not everybody's going to be able to handle it, but it's coming anyway, right? It's coming anyway. And I think the biggest thing that most people are missing out on is learning how to use both the spiritual and the natural world combined. I think that's the biggest issue we're facing right now, right? You got some people that are so spiritually minded that they're no earthly good, and you got others that are so earthly minded that they're no spiritual good. And once you learn how to combine the best of both worlds, because you are the best of both worlds, you are a spiritual being having a human experience, yes, but you are of this world system. For example, and the Bible tells you how to do both. It does not separate. The Bible is not a book that's just about spirituality. It's about how to operate and perform and be successful in this earth realm, physically, mentally, financially, and spiritually. And so, for example, the old saying, I'd rather have Jesus than silver or gold. Jesus never asked you to choose. He made the silver and the gold. He said the silver and the gold is mine. He's not asking you to choose. Only man asks you to do that. And so, I was reading Romans 13 this morning, where God was talking about taxes, or the Romans 13, the scripture, I'll say it that way. The scripture was talking about taxes. And it says, give taxes to whom taxes is due. And Romans was just breaking down that God was stating that I am over the government officials. I am over the governor. I am over the mayor, the governor. Now, whether you have, that's why we need more people that have a belief system in an infinite God and infinite power in those positions. That's a whole other conversation for another day. But it goes on to say that if you owe taxes, pay your taxes. But this is the thing. He did not say to pay more than what you are should be legally obligated to pay. And this is the thing, most people don't know that they control how much they pay in taxes. And he said if you're supposed to see, Romans 13 was all about honor. If you go to most churches, they'll teach it to you the wrong way. They'll tell you that chapter is about not getting in debt. That's not true. That's not true. It says that if you do take out a loan for someone, or you owe someone, pay them as agreed. If you owe taxes, pay your taxes. But it does not say to overpay. It doesn't tell you that, that if you are a 1099 independent contractor, or you are an employee, that you pay the highest tax rate. It does not give you the strategy. But there are strategies where you can pay the same percentage-wise tax bracket that Warren Buffett, Jeff Bezos, Elon Musk, Kanye West, right? All of these, Warren Buffett said that his secretary, percentage-wise, have a lower income but pay higher taxes than he does. So that whole thing about it's a sin to get in debt, no. It says to pay your obligations, but it doesn't tells you. It tells you the what to do, right? But you need to understand the wisdom of the world to understand the how to do it. If you're an employee, you're getting taxed 30 to 40% out of your paycheck. If you're a 1099 contractor, you're getting taxed 30 to 40 to 40 to 60%. So, you make your money, but you also learn how to save more of the money that you're making. Because once you look at the increased pricing of your everyday goods and services, your gas and groceries, et cetera, and then you look at all of the big businesses that come out of your paycheck. How I read that, all of the big businesses, see, your biggest expense is big businesses. What do you mean by that, Queen? Well, look at your paycheck, right? Look at your paycheck. You have insurance companies are the number one after taxes that come out of your paycheck. You got health insurance, you got vision insurance, you got dental insurance, you have cancer insurance. They don't have just one umbrella now. They got all accidental insurance, replace of income insurance. They got so many different insurance options. Those are just big businesses, right? Short-term disability insurance, long-term, and then they tell you need all of them. And every now and then you might need one out of the 10. So you actually get 20 to 30% take home pay out your paycheck. And now because of that, you have to shift from giving your money to big businesses, now giving it to big banks. Because you can't afford to outright pay for that house. You cannot afford to outright pay for your vehicle, that vehicle you want to drive, right? You can't afford to take that vacation without going on credit now. So now you have to go to big banks. And then as more dollars, more of these spending packages, more of the $1 trillion, $1.2 trillion bill that's passed recently, right? The only thing that do that, the higher the government makes its budget, the more money is pumped into this economy, the more your price is going to increase for your goods and services, because it is paper money. It is printed money, and it devalues money. And so what you have to do now, you'll have some millionaires and billionaires tell you it's not about how much money you make. Well, that's a lie, right? You got to make some money. One source of income is dangerous to your health. Listen, I'm just telling you. Even the Bible tells you that in Ecclesiastes, it says 7 to 8 sources of income. You should have Ecclesiastes chapter 11. So unless you are already a billionaire or multimillionaire, the amount of money you do make, you cannot survive under 50K in America. Not in a healthy way. You just can't. You just can't. And you have to throw out the excuses. Solo money is slow money. Long gone are the days of just your labor producing you an income. You're going to have to network with other people, and you're going to have to learn to earn money through new technology systems. Ready or not, it's here. So Gucci Forever said that's why the government wanted to devalue the church. And that's why the government give the church so many tax exempt options. And that's why they make them, tax. They give them incentives, because the way I'm teaching you all about how the Bible has the answer to all this is considered sacred knowledge. And so once you get that 501c3, once you get that status, right, it's really censored about how much of the truth that a pastor can tell you, right? About how much a pastor can tell you. And so with that being said, I'm not a pastor. I'm not in the church. I'm not in the pulpit. So, I'm a more liberal. I'm just a millionaire messenger. I'm more liberated. I'm not I don't have church members that's controlling me or controlling what I can say. I don't live and thrive off of your tithes and offering. Even though I do appreciate the cash apps and the super chats, because it supports the channel, which then, allows me to have more time to research and study and bring this information to you when it helps in that way. But I'm not in that way that I have to appease a church congregation, or they can vote me out of the church, or that it can, decrease my following or anything like that. And I would never want to be in that situation. And so, but you're going to see a new generation of leaders that's going to teach the Bible in both sectors, in both realms, so people can make it practical, and people can actually have an understanding of why can't I live like a King Solomon? Why can't I live like Ruth? Why can't I have the land? Or why don't I have what Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob had? Why don't I have the wealth that the pioneers of the Bible had? Why am I not possessing? It's because you don't want to get financial education in the earth realm, but yet you live in this earth. You don't want to get it. You want, quick flips. Because let me tell you, the person that flipped $200 worth of seed into 40 million, the very first thing they said, they look for a charity or nonprofit to donate it to. People with money are looking for causes. They're looking for people that have nonprofit organization that will empower the masses. They're looking for good programs, good organization, good sources to give to. And the sources that are afraid to speak out on the truth are very the ones that's missing out on their blessing, because people that understand this, when they get to these millions of dollars, instead of giving their money to the government, they would rather give it to a charity or a nonprofit that's empowering people in different types of ways, empowering people to prosper. And so this is called having tax shelters in place. with the home-based business that teaches financial education, financial literacy is over 470 tax deductions. So if you are in crypto, if you have any point this year, flip your crypto for a couple of $1,000s, you definitely need some tax shelter, because that means that you don't have 470 tax shelters more than likely, because you're an employee who's hustling crypto on the side. So you don't have a business, or you don't have a program that's teaching you or providing you 470 tax deductions. And if you don't have that, most of the gains that you got from your flip, Robinhood, Binance, Crypto.com, Coinbase, wherever you purchase that crypto from, they're sending you a 1099, and legally you're going to have to report it. Legally. This is why changes to the tax laws are coming in January 1st. Someone told me one time, well, that's why the government is trying to regulate cryptocurrency so they can tax it. They don't have, no. Regulation just means that they are going to have some guidelines in place about, how cryptocurrency functions and uses in its use cases. They're going to have some guidelines in place for these stable coins that they're going to come out with. Every central bank, government is going to have its own central bank's digital currency. And it's going to have guidelines. And some guidelines might say, for example, that you can't purchase physical gold or silver, or you can't purchase certain crypto. And you might tell me, with Queen, they can't tell me what cryptocurrency to purchase because, my money sitting in the bank is now digital dollars. Yes, they can. That's how they can tell people that live in California or New York what cryptocurrency they can or cannot purchase, just because of the state that they live in. And when that money that you have sitting in the bank gets switched to a digitalized system, the government is going to control what you can and cannot purchase. Period. Point blank. So there's a window of opportunity now for people to bring the best of both worlds. I still think it's time. You still have a great window of opportunity for Shiba. I still think it's time for some other cryptocurrency that I'm going to talk about today, or in my conference, for you to get in and finally not just, be so struggling so bad on earth that the only thing that you can look forward to is an afterlife that you really don't know do or don't exist. Some religions believe in reincarnation. Some people do. No one really knows. No one really knows what happened. Don't listen. Don't come at me if you're Christian talking about I believe in heaven and hell. Well, study other religions. Study other things. Broaden your mind. I'm not saying heaven or hell does not exist, but I'm saying there's some other theories out there too. Broaden your mind. There's other theories about reincarnation. There's other theories about if you don't do what you're supposed to do in this life, that you'll come back in a worse degree. And so I'm just saying all this, people, to tell you this. There's a change in the church systems. Because guess what? Churches now, that nonprofit won't really be nonprofit. Because when this digital dollar come into play, this Fed coin, every dollar that a church get in, a charity or nonprofit, is now going to be able to be traced and tracked. So that may, give some people the liberation to speak truth to your power, and maybe not. I don't know. Everyone's truth is different. You can read one scripture in the Bible and get different understanding. It all depends on how God communicates with you and how you communicate with God as well. And so different people get different things from the Bible. But all I know is a lot of practicality in the Bible that's not being taught. Like when I woke up this morning, one of the things I thought about is the Bible first assess your financial situation in order to position you to grow higher financially. When Eve partook of the fruit, it's not an apple, did not say apple, but anyway. And then Adam or Adama partook of it as well. The very first question that God asks is, where are you? Adam, where are you? When Elijah visited the widow woman who died and her two sons were about to be sold into slavery, the question Elijah asked her was, what's in your house? When Elijah visited the widow woman in famine, who did not have enough to even bake a cake, she was experiencing a food famine. She didn't have enough ingredients to bake a cake. She didn't have milk. She didn't have eggs. She said, all I have is flour and water. He asked her, what's in your hand? She said, all I have is sticks, flour, and water, three things. And he said, give me a piece first. And I listen, people give and they get blessed from giving. From Cash App, they get blessed. They get the understanding that giving can make you rich because it can be the first step of receiving. But for a lot of people, I want you to get the holistic understanding that you must first analyze where you are financially to be truly free in this earth realm. Where are you financially? Jesus then asked in the New Testament, do you have any meat? He asked them for your toiling, for doing things your way, from working two jobs, from working overtime, from not being able to spend time and make decisions, for having to mumble under your breath at work when your supervisor talked to you wrong, for having to be on the phone gossiping with your friend girl or your guy friend for 2 or 3 hours after work because they stress you out. What do you have to show for it? For all the time away from your family when you work, do you have any meat? What's in your hand? What's in your house? Adam, where art thou? The very first thing the Bible did in order to position people for a bigger financial increase is to assess by asking questions about their current situation. And my question to you is not only where are you mentally, emotionally during these times, but where are you truly financially? What are you going to do December 31st when you get those 1099 in the mail for flipping your crypto all year? What is your financial plan? What strategies do you have in place? Or are you saying, I'm happy to flip $10,000 and I'm gonna be fine with giving the government 3,500? Well, there are some other people that understand strategies and systems that smart enough not to give the government that much. I'm happy with getting 50K back and giving the government out of my 50K, 5,000. I'm happy with getting 250,000 a year and giving the government back 20,000. Why? Why? When that's not the rule, see, poor people without knowledge cannot play a rich person's game. Rich and wealthy people don't give that much percentage. Why? So why should you be okay with it? Why should you be okay with it? Why should you be okay understanding we're going through a food famine and you're not preparing? Why should you be okay saying that this is a pandemic and you're not planning? Why? Faith without works. You know what that word works mean? Corresponding action. Faith without corresponding action is dead. Profession without having possession is meaningless. You've been profession for years. You've been saying affirmations. Affirmations without actions is dead. You've been saying affirmation for 2 or 3 years. You wake up every day saying affirmation. And you take no other action, no corresponding action. You've been professing, if you're in the church, that you are king's kids. And God is going to take you, but you have no possessions. You're struggling, you're living paycheck to paycheck, and you're not even trying to improve your health or your wealth. When are you going to change what you're doing? Insanity is doing the same thing and expecting different results. This is for real, people. They come out with this new metaverse. Metaverse just transcends you into another realm where you can be on your couch and still be traveling, where you can be in another 3D world. That's all the Bible is about. It's transitioning into another realm. And they're creating this. So you can do it man's way and go through metaverse, have your children addicted to these games on the metaverse where they're out. More people spend more times on their phone in another world anyway, in a virtual world, than they do in this real world. Especially children. Parents don't monitor what they're playing. They give it to them as a pacifier. Let them play on their games, or they give it to it as a reward. And slowly but surely, it's not slowly happening. It's happening right now because they have all these this new metaverse coming out, and all of these new games and companies that's partnering with it. That people are not even used to being in this world, in this moment. As it took Jesus 44 days to transcend after he rose from the dead after 3 days back into another realm. So people, winter is coming. A hard financial winter is coming. Now you may be one of these religious people that's be thinking, well, money doesn't solve the problem for everything. Well, hey, you need to take that up with the Bible, because in Ecclesiastes it says money answers all things. And if money can't make you happy, that's because you are in such a horrible financial state that you can't even picture yourself happy with money. If money can't make you happy to some degree, you have just got to be a very discontent person. If having money that gives you more options and choices in life, more freedom, that concept doesn't make you. I was just on a private live stream, and an older elderly woman was telling people, she's like, I'm warning you all that this government benefit that they give you is not going to be enough in your retirement age, in your elder years. It's not going to be enough. She said you can barely survive off of it. If the ideal of not being in that situation, if the idea of knowing when you go into these grocery store prices that you are have enough money, even though you're recognizing the prices are increasing, but yet I got what I need to buy it. Yeah, it costs a little more, but hey, my investing is bringing me more in. If that doesn't bring you some type of, as Dave Ramsey would say, financial peace, then you won't be a happy person, period. If that idea of being able to make groceries for your child or children and put gas in your car and yet have a conversation with someone and say, oh, I paid about $20 more at the pump than what I did last year. But guess what? I'm so thankful that I put myself in position and made millionaire moves to where I can afford it. I recognize it. I see it. But I can still play the game. If having that financial peace, I don't know what will. But people, I'm about to go in this grocery store, um, see what's available. But just know you only have a couple more weeks in this year. Right? You only have a couple of more weeks. You only have a limited amount of time to invest in yourself. You only have a short amount of time to stock up and to prepare because a hard financial winter is coming and a currency system reset is coming as well in 2022. Hey, I'm signing out, you all. Let me go in. Have a great, great Saturday, right? Get your money up, get your mind up, get your ministry up, and get your mission up in life. Queen out. You all be blessed.